All right, welcome back to Black Bolt Podcast. Today we've got Cascade Street Distilleries.
Broken Top Bourbon.
And it is smooth as all heck.
This is the first time we've ever drinking this before.
To be totally honest, we already recorded this, and well, actually, we didn't record it.
Accidentally.
Take 7.
Take 2 of us sipping Cascade Street Distilleries, which is actually a really smooth bourbon.
Yeah. So far, we've tried their potato vodka, and we've tried their bourbon, and both are insanely smooth.
Yeah,
they're delicious.
And served neat as well. Like, we're not putting ice on this.
It's not chilled. It's room temperature.
With smooth flavor, but it still has that, like, robust, full body to it.
Absolutely.
Full body.
It's delicious.
Full body. I like that full body.
Anyways, today, our guest is Compton Creep, who has gained a lot of notoriety recently for his Trump drawing. Drawing? What should I call it?
That's it. I've been calling it a piece just because it originally was a sketch, and then I did a digital drawing of it, so I just call it a piece.
For sure.
And why do you think it's upset so many people?
Lack of intelligence.
It is an anti-Trump piece. It will pull up the shirt again.
This is it.
Actually, why don't you describe it? I want to hear it
before we show it. Yeah.
Well,
No, just hold it out. Yeah,
all
we'll show
right.
it.
I mean,
Right side up.
Yeah.
I don't. You can explain it. I don't know. Like, I don't know what you want me to say about it.
It says "fuck Trump." It has his name on it. It has a flag burning, and then like a really juicy knife slitting his throat. A hand holding the top of the hair, which looks sweaty as hell, and then blood coming out his nose, and him making a face that exactly what you think he'd be making. And you had this up, like a big piece of this up on Burnside.
Well, the misconception about that is I didn't put it anywhere.
Okay.
There was a gallery, and I got an email from someone, and they were like, "Hey, there's an anti-Trump gallery. Would you like to participate? We saw your drawing." So I was like, "All right," and I sent it in. 3 weeks later, didn't really get a response, so I hit them back again. They're like, "Yeah, we're probably gonna put it up." Didn't get a response again. Went back to the gallery though during the night of the opening, and I was like, "Oh, cool, my shit's going up." And then he put it up on the window, which I was like, "Cool, man! Like, my art." Seeing your art that big is dope, no matter who you are. Like,
Yeah.
And then, that's how it got up on the window. But like, I wasn't the one who put it up there. I just straight up, all I did was email a drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And
Wait, you emailed it?
That's all I did was email a drawing.
And the owner or the curator, he printed it and then put it like massively on display?
Yeah, I mean, he does once a month gallery showings. And they're not specific towards anything. Just that month was Trump, anti-Trump. And I just participated, and he just liked my drawing. There was a few of them that he liked, and he just chose to put that one up.
And your other artwork, it's not all like anti-government, or is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So this is one piece that really you went all in on, and you're becoming the most recognized for right now.
It was kind of straight up. It's not even like it wasn't even that detailed of a drawing. And I did it over a year ago.
Really?
Straight up.
Wow.
It's just like I did a small drawing. Like I said, it's not it seems anti-government, but like I'm not like Antifa or any of that shit. Like,
right.
I don't show up for like these events downtown where there's like hundreds of people.
Protests.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
My style of protest is like I drew a drawing, put it on a shirt, so you know where I stand.
Right.
That I'm not like a fan of this dude, but I don't. And if people want to buy it, dope. People like my art, that's fucking dope. But I'm not trying to I don't really care if anybody's on my side, really.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. I mean, I'm assuming you drew that on your
Yeah.
sweatshirt right now. Which can you turn for the to the camera? Because that looks harder than the Trump drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just weird that you just do these little things on the side and then they blow up. I mean, it makes sense, but you probably were feeling some kind of way when you made it.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's a dickhead for sure.
Yeah.
So it's actually the second version.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You told us you had an earlier version. They're pretty similar though, right?
The other one was just more
gory looking.
No, the second one was more gory. The first one was more like Petty Bomb, like Black Flag looking T-shirt.
Gotcha.
It was simpler.
I like that. I like the Black Flag style.
Yeah.
That
same.
it has. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like when I saw the shirts, it's like, oh, that's perfect.
Exactly. And
that's perfect for a shirt. Yeah. Is
And
that what you were
that's
thinking when you made it?
100%.
Oh,
I took
okay.
it. There's a
Okay.
there's a Black Flag
makes a lot of
shirt that
sense.
says it's like a gun in a cop's mouth, and it says "Make me come, faggot."
Whoa.
Damn.
It's a if you like Black Flag, you can't get mad about that.
That's very true.
It's a Black Flag shirt.
Yeah. Right.
And
right.
that was actually the main inspiration for that. Like, I was like, that's a dope shirt, and it's a strong statement.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just wanted to do my own version, own take on that style with my own views.
Did you know it was up right when I went up? Like, did they tell you, or
What do you mean?
like, did they tell you before they put it up
No, they put it up at the gallery, like while the gallery was going on.
Well,
So I got to see them put it up.
on the window?
Yeah.
Though. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then how quickly did you start getting death threats?
I went. I was like, that was dope, coolio. Went to the bar with my girl, hung out, went home, and then I got like an email from like KGW or some shit, and they were just like, hey, would you be interested in an interview? And I didn't even know it was a thing. I was just like, okay, yeah. Of course. Like,
Yeah.
my art, like that's what I do. I do art, I draw and shit all the time, like every day, almost all day. So if somebody's going to show my piece big, I'm stoked. And if somebody wants to report on it, be like, hell yeah, I'll go down and take a look. So I didn't realize it was a thing until I got down there and all the art was gone. And I was like, oh shit, this has gone a little crazy.
Damn.
And then, yeah, interviewed me. And the news interview, like, I had just smoked a bowl before I fucking started. I didn't think it was a thing. Like, I just thought I was just gonna go chill for a minute, be like, yeah, I did that. That's tight, right? All right, you guys don't like it? Whatever, cool, peace. But by the time I got home, oh man, just emails upon emails and emails and emails, just like,
holy shit.
you're
Damn.
dead. I'm gonna cut your head off. Like, that's gonna happen to you. Watch your back.
So yeah, I was gonna follow that up with like, what has been the backlash and everything that's come from like Portland? Like, how have they been? Has anyone recognized you? Because I know in the beginning, like yeah, what happened?
So I made a mistake by doing the news article or doing the news report thing, obviously, because then I let people know my face. But again, I didn't realize it was I didn't realize how big of a thing it was going to be.
Well, I noticed on the news segment, they don't directly. It's really obvious that it's you, but they don't directly say it.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
No, really? They say like they never give you a, what is that called? A little tag below,
lower third's name.
Oh,
lower third's
yeah.
name thing. Yeah, they don't do anything. They just say like that the artist had certain thoughts, and then they just let you talk and
Yeah, there's a
about
couple.
whatever.
I don't
Yeah, it's a
know.
little weird.
I've never been on the news, so I don't fucking know what they were supposed to do. I was just like, all right.
Yeah, I feel like they kept modifying it. Like they had one where
Yeah.
you were talking, and then another one where they were
Yeah.
adding titles.
Yeah. They made two different versions of it. So there's one where that
Yeah.
actually has you talking in it, one where they're literally just showing titles.
And then
instead
there's
of
one where
letting
they
you
show
talk.
you for a second, and you say like, "Oh yeah, that was the artwork I did," and that was it. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing about
Bro.
your opinions about it or your
Yeah.
thoughts on it.
They made me look like a ha bro student.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I did
yeah.
some art, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just be pissed or not. I don't understand. Like,
For
Yeah.
sure. So you're a
Yeah.
full-time artist now, you're saying?
yeah. I mean, full-time artist is kind of relative. Like, it's not, there's ups and downs. So
Oh, yeah, of
here and
course.
there's,
Yeah.
sometimes I have to go pick up a normal job, but for the most part, I'm self-sufficient by my art.
That's pretty awesome.
How long have you been doing art? How'd you start? Kind of give us your background on that a little bit.
I've been drawing my entire life. Actually, it's funny that you guys didn't, you might have known that I drew, but you didn't know that I drew.
Yeah, he did though. Yeah.
And I did. It's because I when I was younger, like that's all I did. And then as I got older, I wasn't sure if that was a sufficient, affordable way to make a living. So I tried to shy away from it and do other things that I thought people would like respect or like.
Totally.
Yeah,
So I feel like all artists have that struggle
Straight
in the
up.
beginning because like
Absolutely.
their families and friends might say, "Hey, yeah, you're a good artist. That's cool that you could do that. You had that creativity. Although you might want to consider how to make this or how to live a more lucrative lifestyle with your creativity other than just drawing?
Right.
'Cause it's damn tough to
Yeah.
make a living.
I
just
got
drawing.
no support for
Yeah.
drawing. I actually got grounded for a year from drawing.
Wait, you said
What?
grounded?
To my room for a year for drawing.
So what'd you do? Just sit there and not draw?
Wait, what did you draw that made you got you like? Why did you get grounded?
It was just taking away something that I enjoyed doing. Because I'd get
Oh,
they'd
that's
be like,
so unhealthy.
you like drew like a fuck bush thing.
no. It was straight just because they'd ground me to my room and I'd go to my room and draw. So they're like, you can't draw now. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Wow, what'd you do then? Just sit there and
Oh, I figured out ways to draw.
Yeah, of course.
They
yeah.
took my paper away and I would draw all over the walls and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That shit was dope.
That's how old were you? You talking?
Probably like 11, 12.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
dude.
used to make projectors out of, I used to get from school the projector sheets, and then I'd draw a drawing and a marker on them, and then I'd take a ruler and then duct tape it to the back of a chair with a flashlight, project that shit on the wall, and then I'd trace it all huge, and then I'd just go ham on it.
Whoa.
So when did you start doing art professionally, I guess? Like when did it become something you started making money off of on a semi-regular basis?
Once I stopped stealing shit,
How many years ago? Like how many years into this are you?
started taking it seriously and realized that I could make money from this. So I just focus and grind. Probably about 3 to 4 years ago. I was actually living in LA on the floor of a junkie. People were making crack and shit in the fucking kitchen, and it straight hit me. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I gotta do something different. So that was kind of like a catalyst or whatever to
How'd you end up there?
where
In a
In
house,
LA.
a junkie house, and then making crack in a kitchen.
Yeah.
following wrong. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I feel like I went a lot of years without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah, well, sometimes you escape things. You want to escape like a rough past, or you're trying to like desperately find just a new beginning.
That's probably, I mean, I was constantly moving places. Like, as long as I've known these guys, like, I've been dipping out like once every couple of years and just moving. I think I just like traveling. And I tried to do it. I just wasn't doing it in a smart way. I was like stealing shit to sell, to travel. I don't know. And then I started to realize that was probably not I don't know what the fuck, man.
Would you say
I
that
don't
you
know.
fear complacency? Like you would hate to just be stuck in that daily routine,
100%.
in that same place for years and years and years and years. I mean, that's relatable. Yeah.
I get bored easily, and like, hence, like, Portland's a dope city, but it's easy to get bored as fuck here and need to go out and explore something more exciting,
Totally.
sometimes more dangerous.
Especially if you spent a large portion of your life here.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
for sure. And everything's changing and it's weird. And
Yeah, it's not the same city, so it's not like
you could kind of do whatever the fuck
It's
you wanted
changed,
for
though.
like 12 years ago.
straight do
You
whatever
could
the
literally
fuck
do
you
whatever
wanted.
the fuck you wanted. Like it was
city
so
was free.
different.
Yeah.
It was way different. But the thing is that is an economic nightmare. And so that's why we got overrun with gentrification.
Yeah.
And like now maybe the city will have a little bit of money, but like Oregon is so bad. I have to bring this up like once a month on this podcast. Oregon
with
is terrible with money.
Oh, obviously.
There's no money in Portland. There's no money in Oregon. The way they deal with finance is just is awful. But that's one of the reasons everything got gentrified and old Portland's gone. That's why, guys. It's because Oregon's economy is terrible. That's
Yeah.
that's the one thing that's like that like because I'm pretty. Obviously, I'm not Antifa or anything, and I'm not conservative. I'm more liberal than I am conservative. But at the end of the day, it's like there's some conservative ideals, or just even it's not even a conservative ideal to think about money in a smart way. But it's something that people don't talk about, and the only times I ever hear anyone talk about it a little bit is like semi-conservative. They're usually more moderate conservatives, but they will talk about money in a smart way, and it's like that's a lot of the things that liberals complain about happen because the government can't manage money right.
Let me ask you, what do you think it would be like if it was still old Portland?
It's probably Compton would still be stealing, and I wouldn't be. I probably wouldn't have a podcast. You know, I don't know. I honestly think it's ultimately good because it's kind of forced a lot of people to grow up.
I agree. And you have to look at like people are like, oh, look at this house that got remodeled or like torn down, and then this condo's getting put here. Who the fuck sold the house? Like, who owned those
Right.
houses
That's
that sold
so
them?
true.
Portlanders.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna blame anybody, blame the people that are just
Yeah, they're
want
cleaning
that
up.
money.
Yeah, they're cleaning
Yeah.
up. Yeah, for sure. But like,
I mean, you can't blame them because fucking everybody's just trying to level up in life.
absolutely. And America is like about money.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
It's
Can't
kind
keep
of
holding
funny.
the same forever.
Yeah.
I somehow stumbled across the meaning of the Pearl District today. I didn't know that it had a meaning, like why they call that.
I didn't
'Cause,
even
like,
thought about that shit.
yeah, when you look at like an oyster, it's like ugly on the outside, but like pretty on the inside.
Oh no way.
That's why
That's
they
fucked
called it. That's why they call
I
it the
love
Pearl
it.
District, because it was like all grungy and shit. But like when you went inside, that's
Everything was
kind of
fancy
where,
as shit.
Yeah, and well,
I remember
it
last
wouldn't be-
Thursdays up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where all the even back in old Portland, that's where a lot of really nice apartments were.
Yeah, always.
but
Yeah.
they didn't look nice on the
outside, and then you went inside and you're like, this is
You're
really
like,
fucking
you're
nice.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like the Zoolander, like where the male models live. There's like a half pipe. Well, no, that's where Hansel lived. Like
Yeah.
little people running around. It's like, oh yeah, I met them in the Himalayan mountains.
Yeah.
In this cool swanky little lounge.
Yeah.
And
And they tell you how much they paid for it, and you'd be like, what? Why? And then you go inside and you'd be like, oh.
yeah, I get it.
And I get it.
now.
I knew a couple people like that, but they were
Pearl
always from rich
swap.
families or whatever, and
Mhm.
you know.
It's different now, man. Now it's all pretty on the outside and kind of built like shit. It seems like
You
it.
mean on the
Yeah.
inside?
The Pearl
Right.
District, Pearl District now,
I hardly go
It's
over there
definitely
now.
more. It's definitely
it's
less
right
interesting.
there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're
Yeah.
like right in
Yeah,
it.
we're right next to the Pearl
Yeah.
District. We're in the industrial side of it, but
You're right next to where fucking Slab Town rest in piss.
Right.
That place was dope.
It's gone now.
I
Yeah.
know.
yeah.
That place was so sick. I remember you used to go in the back and they had a big ass TV and you could just chill back there with a beer for hours.
I've always been kind of on the search for cool DIY style-y venues around town. Like that was
Good luck.
one of them. You know.
Yeah. Back in the day, there was a bunch, but nowadays,
I don't even know where to find them anymore. I feel like I'm out of the loop.
I think that that style has gotten popular, like rock and metal or whatever. You can't see my quotes, but you know.
Yeah.
So I think back in the day, there used to be like shitty, grimy, like divey clubs and bars. But now that style has gotten bougie, and that's like the popular. Sorry, that's the popular like style right now. That all the clubs that are those people used to go to that were shitty are now like. I'm not gonna name any names, but you know, they're like fancy as fuck. But
You
they're
can
like,
name them.
I mean,
we
there's one like
we
Black
remember
Book.
those.
There's like one like Black Book. Even Blackwater, the venue.
yeah,
Like that one's like, it's still bougied. It's like,
It's getting bougier.
yeah, it's not as grimy. Like the old Blackwater, that shit was fucking gnarly.
Mhm.
But I mean, I get it. You know, people were trying to make money. You know,
It's
yeah,
like
tap in the
remember,
market.
remember Chinatown like 10 years ago?
Chinatown
Like,
was rough.
well, 15 years ago. It was completely different.
No. Now that's like, I don't know. There's still hella crackheads over there.
The crackheads are still there,
Oh, yeah.
but the venues are all
Yeah,
gone.
they're all gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
There's
can't
so many venues. It's so weird.
I can't
Yeah.
even think of a venue downtown that's dope right now.
I can't either.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've always liked Crystal Ballroom.
Yeah,
but
there's the go-tos like the bigger
Yeah.
ones, but there's no
yeah.
like
no small ones. No, none of that. Remember just like the metal scene.
it was huge.
No shit. That's completely non-existent now. It's so.
Do you think that
It's
is
so
because
weird.
of the metal industry has changed?
That's true. There's just less metal. Like metal was popular for a little bit.
It's coming back though with like bands like Code Orange. They just won a fucking Grammy or some shit,
They won a Grammy?
or they got nominated for a Grammy.
Wow.
Code Orange kids, Code Orange. They're
I've
dope.
never heard of them.
You should listen to them. They're
I
fucking
do
sick as
notice
fuck.
that
Shout
like,
out to Code Orange.
no, the black metal scene is still pretty loyal. Like there's
Yeah.
some loyal followers
True.
that are like diehards.
Did we show you Clowncore? The porta potty video.
Oh god, that was so
That
weird.
is have you seen that Clowncore? Dude,
But that was
it's
just
epic.
Yeah, they were just trying to like
It's
start
epic.
a viral video. That's all they were going for. It worked.
They have had a bunch of songs before that, and they're very similar.
Isn't that
It's
just called
that one was.
ICP?
Huh?
Isn't that just ICP? Woo woo fam.
I mean, the theory behind it's the same. The music couldn't be more different.
Oh,
it's
right.
like jazz grindcore. Yeah. But I honestly think it's fucking. I think that song is awesome. I think that song
jazz
is
It's
incredibly
probably.
good.
It's probably. I mean, it
It's
sounds
dope.
funny, but it's probably dope.
Yeah, you would probably like at least a little bit of it.
It was
Even-
interesting.
Even Jared liked it.
It wasn't like bad, but honestly, the mass and the porta potty thing, that was the one thing where I was like, this is a joke.
Yeah, they were weirdly it was just one of those things where these guys are like insanely talented and they're turning it into a gimmick, and so you don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, that's always. I mean, you know, got people trying to make their come up, but
for sure. I mean, if you're that talented, like let's say you are like a virtuoso jazz pianist or saxophone player or whatever, and no one gives a shit. What would you do?
So
probably
true.
get into a porta potty and wear a clown mask and then do your virtuoso saxophone stuff. And
They're like, everyone's like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm doing what it takes.
Yeah, no, for real though.
I'm doing it for the internet.
Now they have millions of views.
Man, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
People can be half-assed at something, and then somebody's hella talented at some shit, but the one that's hustling harder is obviously going to come up.
Definitely.
Do you think that like influence? Because remember when there was like a moment where I realized that they would have every kind of like hardcore music. It'd be like Nintendo core. It'd be like anything.
Core. Yeah.
Do you think that was just because one person was like, I could turn this into metal. Like I could turn this into something hardcore.
And they started
and they just did it. And then like all of a sudden, like Baby Yell core was invented. You know what I mean? Like
I think it was probably someone smoking a bunch of weed.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, what if we put babies on this fucking grindcore track?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. It was a thing, and it like blew up for a while. Like people say, like, "Oh yeah, listen to like that kind of core." I'm like, "What? That exists?"
Yeah,
music's fucking strange, man.
Yeah, music is strange, so but it's kind of gone now. Anyways.
So where are you standing now? Like, what's happened since that news interview, other than like a bunch of death threats? Like, what else is going on?
You know, just a bunch of death threats.
Like, are you trying to lay low at all, or?
To an extent.
Yeah.
But I ain't no bitch.
You just listening to your friend's advice of how low to lay, basically, or
yeah. I mean, like, I'm aware and I'm prepared. That's it.
Right.
That's good.
I'm just gonna go and continue my everyday shit I do every day. I'm not trying to fuck with nobody. I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not trying to incite nothing. And if somebody has something to say to me, I'll attempt to make it chill because I'm not trying to fight people anymore. None of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I forgot what you asked.
Where do you want to take your art?
Endlessly. No, there's a better word.
I mean, you don't really have those. You want to take it anywhere.
No,
you don't care. You just like drawing.
I want to continue being and become more self-sufficient. That's my only goal.
Well, do you want to continue the path of making art where you have to cover your face when you go into the spotlight?
No, I just don't. I mean, I messed up on the news interview. I don't. I mean, I don't like. I don't think a face or like even a name should speak for my art. Like I would just like the image itself. So just tying anything else with it, I think distracts from like the image.
Yeah.
So, I don't even necessarily like claiming my shit too much, but I kind of feel like I had to claim this one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of did.
Yeah,
I feel like someone had to do it, and it's like when it's causing that much turmoil, like someone's got to claim it. I feel like, because I was wondering like why there wasn't more art like that about Trump.
There is. Look around town, fool. There's like straight up. There's like 4 different fucking murals that are huge and painted. There's one with Trump's head is cut off, and there's vultures eating like parts of his head.
Really?
But you see anybody talking about that fucking one? Nope.
No. Why are they talking about yours?
Placement.
Gotcha.
Placement, and was your name's on it too?
My name wasn't on the original.
Oh, just on the shirt.
He didn't even,
you just fucked up.
My name was. I just fucked up. I fucked up.
How'd you fuck up?
Damn.
By
agreeing to do
claiming
the interview.
it.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I would have claimed it no matter what.
But if you claim it as Compton Creep and don't go on the news, that's a hell of a lot easier to handle.
Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that people were this butthurt over a piece of fucking art.
Yeah, no, it is silly. Yeah, it's super silly.
It's a drawing, man. Come on now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
at the end of the day, like we do have freedom of speech, and
Yeah.
that's kind of why we're
and
here.
like there's all these worse drawings, and like you said, it's just your placement. And
Yeah,
so
it's
you
straight
get
up.
all
It was
this
only
shit.
placement.
That's bullshit.
No one would
Yeah,
have
it's
given a
crazy.
shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you guys, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got me on a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's good. I mean, you gotta. That's kind of like a sign that you kind of got to embrace it.
Straight
Know
up.
that you-
And that's the thing. I was just like, I just got to ride this the fuck out and
Yeah.
just
That's what you
strap
said to me on
myself
the
in.
phone. Yeah, that's what you said to me on the phone. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what you need to do
Just
for
see
sure.
where it goes.
What do you like? What other art? Like, how's your art career gone over the past few years? What kind of stuff do you sell?
My art is definitely hyper aggressive, hyper sexual, hyper violent.
What kind of stuff do you draw, like, other than that? I mean, because all I'm seeing right now is the Compton Creep thing, and that's just like a sick design. You know what I mean? It's not a, it's not a statement.
It's like a metal inspired.
Totally. Oh, yeah. It looks like a metal band. Yeah, for sure.
My main style of, like, so when I draw images, if it's not meant for a shirt, it's kind of at a different style than if I'm going to do something meant for a t-shirt, because my Compton Creep is like my brand that I was trying to, or am further growing. And the style of that is kind of like, I've always been into like hip hop and rap music, but I've also always listened to like metal and fucking punk and shit. So I think it's a collaborative of those two. Hence Compton Creep, but written in, you know, black metal font.
For sure.
But all my other art, it's, yeah, I mean, I just pretty much draw like female bondage.
Okay.
No, I mean, okay. Most of my art is directed towards a female audience. So
Gotcha.
I explore I think what I try to do is try to explore fantasies that females have that they're not always willing to talk about.
Like slitting Trump's throat.
No. That literally.
no, I'm
I'm curious about this. Like, I want to hear you explain that.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
didn't. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
sorry.
I didn't get that vibe from it. So I'm curious.
Oh,
Like,
you didn't get that vibe from my art?
No. Yeah, about your art with the female stuff.
So I've had a lot of people be like, do you hate females? I'm like, nah, man, like this is for females. And I think it's
Because it's like kinky
yeah.
and
it's
like dark or whatever.
90% of my drawings I use and talk to female models. And then I explore their style and then I add my own twist to it and then I draw it. And for the most part, like most times they'll share it and they're like, it's kind of like a collaborative project that's based on their imagery and then just my artistic interpretation.
Totally. That's badass.
We always encourage that with people as well. I mean, that's the best way to spread
exactly.
the word around these days.
Yeah.
So what's a day in your life look like right now? I imagine like a few hours of it is dodging, angry Portlanders.
Nah, dude.
Death threats.
The thing with the Portland shit is like, didn't we just have a fucking march, pro-Trump march here? Where's my positive anti-Trump backing? Literally, like 300 death threats, 2 messages saying, "Hey, man, I support you."
Oh shit.
Wow.
So
because people like to spend their time just talking shit.
straight up,
it's easy
and I
to
think
talk
that's
shit.
and I think that's
Yeah.
the thing is like people who see it and are on the side of it are like, "Oh, that's dope." They don't see. I don't think they see like an uproar in it, so they don't have a need to back it.
Yeah.
But also, it'd be nice.
Or do you think it's because people don't want their name attached? Like if that you do send them a message saying, "Hey, I do support you," that's like a paper trail of that person supporting an artist who is anti-Trump. Like I just see like them thinking way too deeply about that.
Yeah.
But
maybe
they'll go march around the streets with fire. I think they feel safety in numbers.
Totally.
But I feel like backbone
Oh, totally, dude.
is something that people need to have more of.
I honestly feel like most people who get heavily involved in political causes do not have a backbone. That's
Agreed.
why they get involved in them, because they're like, oh, now I can yell, but have like this protection of this whole group agreeing with me and my really
a hardcore kid
basic
beatdown.
views. Yeah.
Mob mentality,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's the mob mentality, and it's on both sides for sure.
100%.
Doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative. Like that. Those are the most cowardly people, or the people who get vehement about that kind of shit. I think,
Nobody
for sure.
will stand with their own opinion singularly.
Yeah, exactly. Like no one can be like, I agree with most of what you say, but not all of it. Like no one will do that.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
kind of insane. It's like, are we that afraid to be who we are as a society? It's pathetic, and that's why I can't get involved in politics. To that, that's what. Not like that. Like I can get involved, but if I'm getting involved, I'm going to be like, this is how I feel.
Yeah, and that's it. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to argue my point against your point because your point's your point, my point's my point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're gonna. No one. It doesn't help anyone, especially on. So there's all these studies out there that if you're on Facebook and you're posting something political, it does nothing.
Yeah, that's what
for anyone.
I had to stop using fake. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if you do that, all you do is solidify everyone's opinion more. So if someone disagrees with you, they're gonna disagree with you more than they did before you. Because
you're arguing at them.
Because you're arguing at them. Yeah,
and that's when I made the first Trump shirt, and I was just like, everybody just wanted to send me all their anti-Trump shit at first, and I was like, the dude's a dumbass, but like I literally don't give a fuck that much. Like, stop fucking show me. Like, cool, he did something stupid again. I literally on my computer, I have a block for anything Trump related. Like, not as in just like positive or negative. I just don't care to discuss it. I had to stop wearing my old hoodie because people always wanted to talk to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm saying, like I wasn't trying to push this at all. I'm just drawing shit, and then circumstance popped it up.
Yeah, and that's the other thing people don't get is that giving Trump attention, positive or negative, is ultimately just helping him.
And he's stoked on that shit.
He's super stoked.
He's
on
like,
that
people
shit.
are talking about me and shit.
He's making so much money off of the hate.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's like just stop giving him. People don't realize it at all. It's
Maybe we have something in
fucking
common.
frustrating. You mean? Yeah.
No, I meant me. I was just making a joke
you and
about
Trump? Yeah. No, that's
we were
true.
talking about this with Andre, Primal Screaming with Friends guy.
I bring this up constantly.
Yeah, we were a couple of topics where he's like, I don't even want to give them attention.
I agree with that, and that's why. Yeah, I try not to bring up things that I truly hate. I just try not to bring up because it's just like you're literally giving them airtime. That's valuable shit that costs money. Like don't do it.
What about people that just seek it for the monetary value?
What do you mean?
Like artists that think, oh, this is hot right now, I'll make something controversial.
So artists like that, I don't have. All right, if they're like toying with people's emotions for money, I don't like that. But I don't have a problem with artists who do art just for money. But if they're like fucking with society for money, then yeah, that's kind of that can be frustrating.
Doing art just for money is kind of okay. Let me define that. If you paint a fruit bowl that's with intentions to sell it, that's making art for money.
That's boring as shit.
It is boring as shit. But that's exactly what they're doing. Like if they sell fruit bowl paintings, then okay. But if you make something that you don't like, that you might be selling your soul for in a way, like let's say you actually liked Trump, but you made this shirt to sell it and to get attention for it, like that's where it's wrong.
That would eat you up inside, yeah, for sure.
What if that's the truth?
Oh shit!
Shout out to the Red Hats.
I think. I think
whiskey.
I think work is like
give me a little more.
Yeah. I think doing art for work, you do work because the work you're doing is less valuable to you than the money that you get. And if it's not, then why are you doing it?
100%.
And so that's why I don't have any problem with people who do art for money, because if you have a talent that you don't give a shit about, that people are willing to pay you for, fucking use that stuff. Yeah. Your life is perfect. You literally have the perfect life.
Yeah.
You don't care about this talent at all, but other people do, and they're going to pay you for it. And then you can do what you want to do.
I disagree in that you have to give a shit. You have to
give a little bit of shit because you got to know how the consumer feels.
And you have to create something that looks dope. You have to give. I don't give a fuck what your medium is. You have to give a shit about your art to straight up sell it.
That's true. Unless you work for a company or something, and
but those people give a fuck about the only reason they got to that level is because they gave a shit.
True.
You can't become a graphic designer at a fucking Nike if you don't give a shit.
You're right. I think of like music, like singers.
Maybe.
I think of like singers and musicians and shit.
Okay,
where you could just kind of like go up and sing the same thing every night, and just because you can't sing, and you don't have to care.
That's true.
But you're gonna make bank.
But okay, I see where you're going with this. And there's a lot of artists, especially with the tablet and digital age, that I see people tracing drawings.
Right, I do that.
And they have like 400,000 followers on Instagram off tracings.
Oh, that's pretty lame.
And it's like,
wait, you mean like literally just tracing like a photo and then.
Yeah. And like, not everybody can tell. That's the reason they have 400,000 followers. But if you draw, you can see that like, obviously those parts are incorrect. Like, they're too correct, but enough incorrectness that you can tell they didn't they didn't know what they were doing. They were just following the line.
I follow Gucci's Instagram, and they had this campaign where they were literally, are you familiar with Illustrator's image trace? Like Adobe Illustrator. They have this thing in Illustrator where you can like upload a photo, then you hit image trace, and you enter in how many colors you want it to translate into.
I'm about to flip this table.
Right. And it will basically make like a vector of that drawing
or photo or whatever.
Of the photo and make it an illustrated drawing. And Gucci was just doing that. And they would just post all these images, and it looked like shit. I was like, why are they doing it? It was blowing my mind. I'm like, all they did was image trace it. It takes 1 second, like, I like that photo.
Because they're not artists. They don't see that looks like shit.
Or they just thought it was so wrong. They're like, let's just go with it. Like, I don't know their mentality behind it.
I think they do that sometimes. I heard that Red Bull, this reminds me of Red Bull, because I heard that Red Bull, the flavor of it was picked. The guy who invented it had a taste testing, and he on purpose picked something that won like third best. For some reason, he had some marketing scheme. He's like, this can't be the best tasting. It has to be just off a little bit.
I feel you.
And what's the most popular energy drink right now?
Red Bull. It tastes like butthole.
Exactly.
Shout out to Red Bull.
I don't know why, but the guy knew. So there's something about like making stuff shitty that actually really sells. And the people
you can't make it too shitty.
You can't make it too shitty, but it's always a high end. It's always high end. It's the high end stuff that's not actually high end, but it sells itself as high end. And maybe that's what Gucci's doing.
And if you, I don't mind doing any of that. Whatever creative expression that you feel like that you need to put forth out there, that's fine. But you need to own your shit and not fake the funk. Like.
Yeah,
you do it a certain way. You do it a certain way, and say you do it a certain way.
Well, let's face. I think a lot of street artists, like especially, a lot of street artists, they do take images from a photo, but they also they put a twist on it, and that's their thing. Yeah. So to say that everyone's just freehand drawing is a lie. I don't think everyone is.
No, I take shortcuts because I've learned shortcuts, and I deserve those shortcuts.
I think that's working smarter at times.
Exactly.
I know even professional artists, they will. Okay, what about the little wood dude? That I guess is cheating in a way because you're basing the proportions off some little wood dude. You know what I mean? Like that, you can't say that it's all just coming from memory.
The little wood block. There's this little wood block guy that people used to.
Oh yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah.
That. I mean, I guess like what's cheating in your mind? Like how?
That's a hard thing to define. Yeah.
Attempting to mislead people.
Okay,
I think it's cheating.
that. I like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Because I've always been really open about, not earlier in my career, but later with music, I started being more open about what I was doing, and it really paid off because no one gave a shit. And I was just like, I was like I'd make a song that was like, I would just take like a Doobie Brothers song and just put a kick drum under it, and then people would be like, this is dope, and I'd be like, I literally just went boom 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 under it, and they're like, yeah, but you did a really good job. It's
exactly. As long as it looks dope, but you gotta tell people about that shit.
Yeah, you tell them. You tell them honestly, and you're like, hey, this took me 15 minutes, and they're like, no, I don't care. I still like it. Yeah. And the more I did that, the more that started happening, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not a piece of shit. Like taking shortcuts is what people do. Sometimes people make millions of dollars taking shortcuts. Especially if you have deadlines.
Straight up, Drew, the dude that drew all those old movie posters. His name's like Drew. Something with an S, like all the old Star Wars posters and shit.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was imagining.
Yeah, so what he was saying, which actually helped me a lot. Now I'm going back to tracing, but he's like, if you've drawn something 1,000 fucking times, and you have a deadline, and you're like, I need a basic layout over here of what this thing is, instead of like looking and you just trace a basic shape, boom, 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 the measurements, and then you fucking fall through and fill it in and shit. But that's like a technique based off something that you've already learned. So I don't think there's a point of, I forgot my train of thought.
Well, yeah. I mean, what if they taught that in schools? Like, by the way, guys, this is all you have to do. And they pull like a projector. I'm like, this is all you have to do. You have to trace it, and then color it.
That's honestly why I have a huge issue with school right now. Because we've hit a point where...
now you just fuck school is in your brain.
Because I am in school, and I can't get my financial aid, so I'm not going back this year. So I am absolutely like fuck school right now. But
you don't need that shit.
I was listening to it for the past year, and it bugged the crap out of me how not up to date it is, essentially. And it's like they want to teach you everything from scratch, and it's like, dude, if there's anything I know for a fact about the way the world's going, is that learning everything from scratch is a terrible idea. You can't, the whole world's digital, and you can't learn digital from scratch anymore because it's so complex. They're using quantum computing because they don't want to go back to the original computing now. Like, it's not, learning the basics of learning 10101 is not the way to do shit. Teach people how to get shit done right now.
Yeah.
That's what we need to know.
The most effective way, the
Yeah.
fastest.
I've always been really like curious because I'm like how they teach art and especially advertising and the difference from a state school to a design school, like how they teach advertising at like U of O versus an art institute. You know what I mean?
It's probably way more traditional at U of O, you know?
I think it's very more analytical. I think it's all
At
about
U of O?
Yeah, let's say at U of O.
or
Like
OSU or whatever.
I don't know and I don't know because I haven't
Right.
go there, but I have a feeling they teach you like a lot of, you gotta like target, you gotta understand the demographic, like all that, but they don't teach you like how a message communicates with that audience at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's way too. It's just too traditional. Like they're going based off of statistics that they could actually gather in the past,
But not necessarily the idea of your message. You know what I mean? Like your big idea.
Yeah, because if you ever take I took Art 101 at U of O, and it was
Ugh.
honestly one of the worst classes I've ever taken in my life.
Dude, I've taken Art
no
101 like
question.
4 different times, and every time I want to strangle the
It's
teacher.
terrible, dude. And it's funny. It's weird when you
Like,
love art and you're taking Art 101 and
Yeah,
you
dude.
can't.
They're
You
like-
hate it more than anything you've ever taken. I would way rather go take statistics or calculus
Dude,
than fucking
I'll
Art
take
101.
any math, and if I don't have
Yeah.
to draw another fucking tea kettle.
Dude, yeah, I know. It's so dumb.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's silly. And then you got to learn about all these artists that you don't care about, you know, and you have to like write about their life. And you're like, how is this making me
Yeah.
better at art?
Yeah, dude. Why
It's
do I need to write a
not.
paper to draw a fucking picture?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, isn't that
exactly.
kind of like the model of those Montessori schools where it's like if you're not interested into it, you don't learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
only
that's
pick.
legit.
Yeah,
And a lot of more parents are going that way anyways, because they're just like, look, there's a lot of jobs out there. It's not about coal mining anymore. You know, it's like, it's you just got to find something to do. People will pay you to do
Anything.
anything.
Well, it's like we're reverting back a little bit because when the government decided to start subsidizing college and everyone's like, oh, yeah, let's send the kids to college and they'll learn everything. And then they're finding out like, oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
they're
they're
not
not
learning,
coming.
they're
They're not coming
partying.
out of it that smart.
They're
Yeah,
nothing.
drinking.
they're drinking
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
much. They're like, they come out mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Then why not go back a little bit?
They went to business school when they could have just ran a business and learned way more.
Straight up.
They could have learned the same amount in 6 months if they just ran a business.
Dude,
It's kind of
Practice.
crazy.
I mean, just like gaining knowledge through doing is like insanely more beneficial than obviously fucking sitting in front of a fucking teacher and then talking at you.
yeah, exactly.
Just do.
Exactly.
That's straight up. I went to art school for a couple semesters between, I think, a couple of years. I obviously wasn't committed. And I didn't learn shit from that. But then once I started just taking it on my own time and drawing like every day, all day, like every day, all fucking day, like
That's how
12
you do it.
hours a day, 13 hours a day, 14 hours a day, straight. That's how I got where I'm at now.
I don't
Like,
think anyone gets good at anything without being willing to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there's some
Oh, 100%.
some point in your development, and you have to be that wrapped up in it.
Yeah,
that
you
you
have to be
spend 12 to
obsessed.
13. Yeah, you're obsessed, and you're like, this is all I'm doing, and you don't give a shit about anything else to the point where you kind of crack, and then you're like, oh, okay, I got to do other stuff.
Yeah, just
Like,
straight up.
Yeah,
Straight
that's,
up.
That's how you
start to lose your psyche a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. Then you know. Then you
Social
know
skills.
that. Then you know that you've been
Yeah.
real.
been doing
though.
it for long. No,
Yeah.
for no,
Artists
totally. It's
especially
totally
lose
true.
their social skills more than anyone.
Dude.
Yeah.
Because they sit in a dark
Social
room
skills
and
are
just go for it.
overrated. Like
I don't know about that.
No, okay. There's certain types of social skills. I think social skills are skewed. Like people think that like being nice for the sake of being nice is the most important thing. A lot of it. Obviously not everyone thinks that. There's
Yeah.
lots of really mean people.
But you're also a nice and social person.
yeah, but I'm also like Kurt, you know, and
Cobain.
no. The adjective.
Oh, okay.
Like
word.
yeah, I'm short with people if I don't think that the conversation is worth either of our time, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to hide that
Yeah.
from you. I'll be
But
like,
what
hey,
if-
okay, I gotta go.
But
you
why
know?
not? Why not have a conversation for the sake of having a conversation?
No, I will sometimes, but what I'm saying is that like there's people try to have conversations with me all the time, and I have to do things. Like sometimes I work a lot, and
Yeah.
that's more
Yeah, so
important
you
to
want
me
to be
than
like, all right, well, I gotta
yeah.
go. Yeah.
And like I understand that I'm good at conversations. That's why I started a podcast. I'm like I should make this a professional thing.
You're doing a terrible job.
Thanks, Compton. No,
Sitting on a
but
recliner in his mom's basement right now. You want some hot pockets?
no, but for real, no. I agree that social skills are super important for sure, and it's important to like be okay being in front of people and not be uncomfortable about that. I think that's a legit skill that people should develop to some extent. At
It's
least
becoming a specialty
absolutely
nowadays. Like
it's always been a specialty, but I think more than ever it's becoming a specialty. Definitely,
because nowadays people don't want to. Their face-to-face interaction ever since like text messaging came out.
Yeah, people don't want to do it.
People
Exactly.
Like we're like, oh my god, they're calling me.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot more pressure.
I hate talking on the phone.
But see, I call all my friends.
Yeah,
I call them all the time.
I appreciate when people call me because I hate it, but like I have to like go. I don't like going out at all, but I will just to like gain social or keep up with conversation and conversation skills.
Yeah, it's also just good for you. But there's definitely a limit. Like that's been a struggle for me. I think that's one of the biggest millennial struggles is how social to be. Like, what's the right level of social? Because every millennial swings one way and then the other.
Yeah.
They're super social all the time. Like, I just want to be out with all my friends all the time, always hanging out. And then they're like, holy shit, I'm so burnt out. And then they just become a recluse for 4 days.
No,
and no one
broke.
Yeah.
They get broke.
Well, that's another part of the problem.
Because they're mediocre wages.
Yeah, that is a huge part of the same issue. But it's all, but like, I mean, I don't know. I think those are kind of separate issues that overlap a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a huge, but still people just get like burnt out on social situations. Part of the problem is I think millennials care about what people think about them more than any generation prior. And they know that they shouldn't. Like we all know we shouldn't care what people think about us. And we know that really well, but we do. We do care what people think about us so much.
To an extent.
No, they definitely
No, we do. We do for sure.
Okay,
we do for sure. You're fucking covering your face. Yeah. I know you're doing that at the suggestion of your friends.
It's a safety precaution.
And it's a safety precaution, and I agree with it. But I'm just saying we care.
Not everybody though. And hold on, there's multiple. You've been talking for a minute. Hold on.
Let's hear it.
All right, so there's multiple things of caring. There's like caring what other people think of you, and then caring to hear people's suggestions, and then analyzing them how you want to, and then absorbing them. But just because you care, like what people are saying, doesn't mean you actually care what they're fucking saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, not only that, but I feel like we're the first generation that made political screaming awesome.
Well, because it was so easy with the digitalness.
That's true.
It's so easy to just put it out there and to kind of, as you're doing, hide your face. It's accessible.
Yeah, you can do that on the internet real easily. Like, no one knows who you are, and you can just talk shit.
Oh,
you used to have to make a billboard.
Hence the death
threats. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that shit's super not
that's
cool.
why you gotta not let it get to you. I don't know. Maybe death threats you should take a little bit seriously.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I think so.
It's just people emptily talking. I know I just said that on air, but whatever. It's just, but still, it's just like if you get that aggressive and like that inflamed over an image, then your life probably isn't together enough to buy a plane ticket and come to my house. Sorry.
Right. I agree.
That's my opinion.
No, that's a good point. But still, it's like you always got to be careful.
No, of course.
No matter what you're doing.
I said I'm prepared.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, and I don't mean this to insult anybody, but it's like when South Park got banned when they showed Muhammad on their
when they wouldn't let them do that.
You know, like it was the same kind of thing. We all were like, why are they so upset over it? It's just a cartoon. It's like, well, Portland, you're getting upset right now over the same exact thing.
And I mean, everybody's too soft.
Yeah.
No, yes,
for sure.
No, I've been saying that for a while. People are way too soft, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah,
like, what happened? It's all these 8th place trophies and shit. Everyone's getting so damn soft.
And it's funny the people who are complaining about these 8th place trophies. Like, I mean, it's on both sides. I'm not sectioning anything out because, like I said, I don't really give a fuck. But like, people that are complaining about people getting 8th place trophies are the same ones that are getting upset about an art piece.
Yeah, no, like, totally. It's because they don't know how to take failure.
Absolutely.
They don't know how to take something that they don't agree with or that they feel uncomfortable with, and it's stupid. Yeah. It's like deal with it. There's a lot of things that happen in this world that you're not gonna like.
And focus on your own existence and benefiting yourself as opposed to negativity that's around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and don't just spark up more negativity because you don't like it. I guess what you did is negativity. I should shut up because.
But the thing is, no, I didn't spark any negativity. I created an art piece and I submitted something that I had drawn that I enjoy drawing because, like I said, I enjoy drawing. Like that's my favorite thing to do ever.
You're
is
drawing.
I
It's
love
like you're literally
drawing.
just sitting there drawing.
I literally love drawing.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather do that than anything else in the entire fucking existence. Anything. So I wasn't trying to create any like aggression or anger or anything out of anybody. I was just drawing a picture, and then somebody told me about a gallery that was hosting similar style of art. So I submitted.
Yeah, you didn't ask for this.
Yeah,
No,
it's
not
just
at all.
circumstance. But I'll take it because, whatever. I created the art piece. I'm not going to like shy away if I'm not a coward.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'm not a coward with this thing on my face, not looking at the camera.
No, I didn't, and not to call you out, but before I'm not about to call you out. On a
You're like,
different,
you hit mute.
on a different, yeah, no, on a,
No, I'm just kidding.
to backtrack a little bit though, it's like the people's sensitivity is misplaced because like sensitivity
Yeah.
is so important.
Yeah,
But you should be sensitive to other people and their suffering,
straight up.
And-
Especially
and
believe in
things like-
Jesus.
especially who
If you believe in Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, man.
You're just throwing up roll angles right now.
For real though. Like there's a place for sensitivity, and it's not about being a baby.
Yeah, dude.
You know, about things that don't affect you at
Don't
all.
affect you at all.
At
Pay
all.
attention to what affects you.
Your
Your life will be so much fucking tighter if you
Yeah.
just pay attention to what affects you.
Yes.
Focus on yourself.
But a lot of
Incredibly good advice.
religious people, they believe that affects them.
Belief is fickle.
Hey, people who are bothered, I guarantee you the people who are bothered by that aren't just religious. There's
No,
plenty of
it's-
non-religious people that are
Yeah,
bothered by
exactly.
it too. It's silly.
But I think that just shows complacentness and just not happy in their own existence if you're literally giving a fuck about a drawing, man. It's a drawing. Come on now.
Yeah.
Like,
Just hits that
throughout
nerve,
history,
man.
there's been just the most brutal of all brutal. Look at like
Any war in the 1700s.
just old like 1800s paintings and stuff. Like there's just those were brutal as fuck, and they were like paintings that were done so well that it looked like a photo. So
Yeah.
it's just like
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some like crazy
crazy,
descriptive
just, like,
artwork that
babies
was
being slammed on the ground. Or some
yeah,
shit.
yeah, and like people like having sex with animals
Dude,
and like devils like summoning people like on the scene. It was just like crazy. Yeah.
You don't have to look at that shit either. It's very
Yeah,
easy to
straight
not
up.
look at it.
You
know
got
what they
eyeballs;
teach
they
that?
move around in your face.
Yeah.
You know what's true as they teach that in Art 101, you know? Like that's where it's just shown. They
About
show
what?
like Baroque art.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the darkest stuff ever.
I remember that.
The shit you were talking about, like all the war
Gothic,
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
like,
dude,
or
yeah.
even like Gothic style art.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
swords going through heads and shit. And like,
Yeah, I took that class.
my drawing wasn't even that good. Why are you guys fucking freaking out?
You should. Let's post some of his good artwork.
Yeah,
with
we'll
this,
put
yeah.
up some of his art.
We'll
Is
see
there-
some of something you're proud
how-
of. You should send it to us so we can
Yeah.
like post it.
Oh,
with
I got
us.
you.
Yeah.
And do like how can people find you? Is there anything you want to promote? Are you gonna be showing artwork anywhere else anytime soon?
No. I have.
After that, you're like, fuck you
No.
guys.
Do you guys deserve my shit?
Right.
Oh,
Totally.
No, I'm talented as fuck. I don't give a fuck. I have a couple Instagrams. I'll give them to you guys, but I'm not going to give them to anybody else.
All right. Just give us some pieces so we
Well,
can post with
Yeah,
this.
I'll send you some pieces.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
we'll
That'd
put
be
up
great.
the pieces.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll put on the beginning of the video right now as the video is being watched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
yeah,
for sure.
And
I'll send you guys some not as graphic stuff.
Hell yeah.
no, I think you make good artwork. I mean, I know you have a controversial piece, but your other work seems really fascinating,
Thanks, man.
especially with like the feminist approach. and
Yeah,
the
I
female
really want to
fantasy.
see that stuff. I think I have a good idea of what it's going to look like, but I want to see it. It sounds awesome.
Dude, it can
No,
be
you
misconstrued, but
Okay.
I make sure to work with females who I'm drawing.
For sure.
Art is like that. Art's like that, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's made for one audience, and a lot of people aren't going to get it unless if it's a fruit bowl basket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it can be interpreted to many different audiences, but I'm not sure what I was saying. Never mind.
Well, either way, thanks for coming on.
Word.
I think it's good that you got your voice out here.
Yeah,
and-
for real. Yeah, get you to actually explain yourself a
Yeah,
little bit with
I
no
mean, just-
pressure, you know.
Yeah. So people can actually, I don't really give a shit if anybody understands me, but
Good.
I feel like people have an idea of where I was coming from,
Mhm.
and they don't have their they're not correct.
Well, facts and information are important.
Sure.
So it's really glad I'm really glad you came on.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sure
this
Alex
was
is too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
No, it was
Absolutely.
a pleasure, man.
That
So
shit was fun.
without further ado, if you guys want to find his artwork, we'll link out some Instagram.
Hold on. I got a Twitter.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Tweet at him.
Hit me up on at Compton Creeps on Twitter. My website is ComptonCreep.com. I got art on there. I got prints on there. What else I got? I got Snapchat. I think that's Compton Creeps also.
Cool.
Instagram, I'm banned from, so I'll be back. I mean, I'm on it, but I'm just trying to get my shit blown up again yet.
On the DL.
Totally.
Yeah.
On the DL. Cool.
Anyway, so thank you again to Cascade Street Distillery for providing the finest whiskey we've had on the show.
Yeah,
Delicious. I'm not even a fan of bourbon, but this shit's fucking good.
No, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And to whoever who stole my motorcycle, that was not nice. I hope.
Give it back so he stops bringing it up, please.
Yeah, I really am mad at you.
We're going to find you.
Anyways, Blackwell Podcast, Compton Creeps. We out.
We
Bye.
love you.
Peace.